Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Midwest Motorsports 2022 Cup Series season iRacing. I'm Ellie McDonough, your announcer. I'm here in the virtual studio with Josh Watt. Today is Sunday, March the 20th of 2022, and it's race number 21 of 24 for our season. It is race number 5 of our chase. And tonight we'll be under the lights at the Paperclip at Martinsville Speedway in Ridgeway, Virginia. The .526 mile short track that's been on the NASCAR schedule now for 75 years, since this track held its first race in 1947, back when it was a dirt track. So, for Midwest Motorsports, again, we're starting our second half of our chase now. And with 4 races down, 4 races to go, Matt Dyer, our regular season champion, has retaken the series points lead today. So keep an eye on the 99, your new points leader. He was able to get back by James Bowles in the number 85. And Dyer looks to be one to watch here on the short tracks, as this is going to be one of our big stories today. Who's been good at the short tracks here in the league? And Matt Dyer is your winner from earlier this season at Martinsville. Back in December, we came to Martinsville, and he won the race with the fastest lap. He was also the fastest lap setter at Bristol, which will be our championship race, before he had a disconnection issue. So Dyer, your new points leader, should be great today. Some other drivers we're going to keep an eye on. James Bowles in the 85. Again, he's second in points. And he finished second at Bristol earlier in the season. Another one to watch is Eric Thaler. He'll be in car number 15 today, and Thaler has finished second a lot of times, and he's going to want to win on one of these short tracks. He was second at Martinsville earlier in the season after leading the most laps. He was second at, that's the Xfinity Martinsville, where he's the current points leader. He was second at the Xfinity Richmond race after leading the most laps and setting the fast lap. And he finished second in the Xfinity race at Martinsville yesterday by .146 seconds. He lost to another one of our drivers to watch, Ben Litherland in the 86. And here you go. You see him on screen. He is your pole sitter today in the 86 car. So Litherland is on an incredible roll. 4 victories in a row. He won both the Watkins Glen races in the Cup and Xfinity Series last weekend. He won a touring car race at Donington earlier this week. And now, yesterday, he was able to win the Xfinity race here at Martinsville. So Litherland, your defending champion, and now your winningest Midwest Motorsports driver ever, with 11 victories between the Xfinity and Cup Series, plus the extra one now in touring cars. So Litherland's setting himself aside as a legend. He'll start on the inside of the front row next to Andrew Cootie in the number 4, a brand new racer here at Midwest Motorsports. So the pace cars pulled off and the green flag's in the air. So here goes Litherland and Cootie into the first corner side by side. And Litherland not going to be able to clear Cootie through the first set of corners. Can he clear him down here in turns 3 and 4? Cootie fighting hard on the outside. And they're still going to be side by side. I think Cootie led that lap, which will earn him a bonus point. And we've got a spinner early. It's Bob Baker in the 00, running the old school Steve Park throwback paint scheme. And he is still crashing. The yellow flag is out with just 1 lap complete here at Martinsville. Andrew Cootie, brand new racer here with us in the 4 car, is your leader. And back through the field. Here's Eric Thaler. Again, finished second yesterday, leads the Xfinity points for Midwest Motorsports, and he's now moved up into the 5th spot. There you see James Bowles in the 85, second in points here in the Cup Series. So it's Cootie, Litherland. Your points leader, Dyer, is the 99 car in the 3rd spot. And then you see the Baker machine, the yellow car. That's 1 lap down after being the cause of the caution. Followed by Eric Thaler in the 15, who is 3rd in points and has been very solid throughout the chase so far. Cootie is coming up here and bumping the pace car. We're running the Gen 6 Cup cars here, so if you just joined us from the real-life NASCAR race at Atlanta, first thing, thanks for watching Midwest Motorsports iRacing. We don't have the next-gen car here yet. We have the Gen 6 car still, and I am not sure why Andrew Cootie is trying to become the pace car, but it's kind of funny. Again, Martinsville is the most storied racetrack in NASCAR history. Every year since 1947, NASCAR has been coming here. NASCAR has been coming here longer than it's been called NASCAR. And more recently, Alex Bowman won here in fall of 2021. And I don't think he's a hack. Back in the spring of last year, Martin Truex Jr. was a winner here. That was his 3rd victory here at Martinsville. Remember when he couldn't win at short tracks? Truex has come a long way. The winningest driver in the Cup Series here at Martinsville is Denny Hamlin. Among active drivers, that is. He's got 5 victories here at the Paperclip in 32 race starts, but that is barely holding a candle to the winningest all-time. Of course, it's Richard Petty in 67 starts here. He won 15 times. 15 of his 200 victories. Some other drivers who have been very good here. Darrell Waltrip. He had 11 wins in his 52 starts, including 3 in a row. He swept 1979 and then won the spring race in 1980 as well. All right, the pace cars just pulled in, and Cootie and Litherland are leading them down, and Cootie's going to get a big jump on the start and be able to jump out ahead. So Litherland will settle into 2nd. Side by side for 3rd are Dyer and Thaler, just ahead of Brandon Dandenow in that black and red number 96. In the 29 car is Jason Huffman, as wow, Kevin Mayer in the 77 goes way wide down here in 3 and 4. Focus here is on the red car with the white racing stripes. That's James Bowles in the 85. And oh no, he's going to get some contact. Bowles is going to go around in traffic, and he's going to gather it back up. But tough break for James Bowles in the 85 car. I didn't catch the number of the car that tangled with him, but that is going to... It looks like that was the 26 of Christopher Gindy that had the contact. So here we are. We're back up at the front watching. Here's Brandon Dandenow in the center of your screen. Now back here, looks like the 20 of Tyler Schattler racing with Kevin Mayer in the 77. It'll be 200 laps for us here at the half mile at Martinsville, so 100 miles. Or just a bit over 100 miles. This track, 0.526 miles per lap. Oh, as here's Les Davidson in the 38 crashing on the backstretch. Davidson in the 38. And here's the 7 of Chris Thaler as well. And the yellow's out. So Andrew Cootie in the number 4 continues to lead here in his very first start with Midwest Motorsports. He holds it from Ben Litherland in the 86. Twice a winner this season now, and 7 times a Cup Series winner last season. Litherland has 2 wins in the chase now, and he is one of your chasers, but he also has an absence. He was not at the first race of the season. So that set him 37 points behind the leader, Matt Dyer, in the championship. Dyer leads the points with 5 victories, but his last one was way back in December, right here at Martinsville. He won 5 out of 6 races in a row, but he hasn't won since. He was second at Watkins Glen last weekend. And word is he sprained his wrist at work this week, back on Tuesday. So Dyer racing injured today. There's Dyer in the 99 car in the 3rd position. So Dyer has a 6-point lead over James Bowles. And then just 1 point behind Bowles and 7 back from Dyer is Eric Thaler, the 15 car, with his 2 victories, most recently at Daytona 2 weekends ago. He was 3rd last week at Watkins Glen, and again, Thaler, he'll start on the outside of row 2 in that gray and red number 15 car. He's your Xfinity Series points leader. Up to 4th in points now is Jason Huffman in the 29 car. You see him running the Hunt Brothers pizza paint scheme, and he'll start on the outside of row 3. So here's Cootie and Litherland, and Cootie's going to get another great start from the inside line. And I think Huffman might attack the wall on the exit of turn 4 on the start. On the tires and made some contact with the wall. Starting to sort out back here. You see John Bates, I believe that is. No, excuse me, that's Christopher Gindy in the gray number 26 Ford. And Chris Thaler has gone backwards again. Oh, and I see Kevin Mayer getting into the wall in the number 77 car. So we are back under the yellow flag again. Continue looking through our point standings as we're under caution for the third time. Jason Huffman, impressively, has climbed the ranks here in the chase. He's up to 4th spot in the 29 car. Here's Thaler's incident. Still under caution here at Martinsville. I'm going to continue going through the standings. Unfortunately, absent here today is our 5th place driver in points, Anthony Castor, who drives the 88. He's elected to take a provisional this week, which means he'll score last place points today. And it's too bad for Castor, who finished 2nd at Martinsville earlier in the season. So Castor up to 5th in the points. There's a tie for 6th in points between Ben Litherland, again, the 86 car here on the outside. Already talked quite a bit about him, but he's now tied with John Bates, who's driving the number 27 car today. Bates, a Charlotte, North Carolina Legends Cars and Bandolero driver who was able to move up a spot in the points this past weekend, despite a lot of trouble at Watkins Glen. So then tied for the 8th spot in the points are Brandon Dandenau. He's starting on the inside of row 3 on this restart in the 96 car. And Carl Lindstrom, who's had 3 straight DNFs or DNSs, and that has ruled him out of championship contention despite his 4 victories this season, including an absolutely incredible finish at Old School Atlanta, where he won by 8 thousandths of a second over James Bowles. It was incredible. All right, we're coming to the restart, and it's going to be Cootie and Litherland again. And Cootie's been able to get the jump every time so far. So he'll grab the lead. Whoa, close here for 4th as Thaler and Dandenau are fighting. Huffman will settle into the 6th spot behind them. You see Gindy in the 26. That's the big blue oval. The gray number 26 Ford. He's under fire from Jason Huffman. Huffman in the 29. Looks like he's going to clear on the outside. Great move. We've got Danny D'Almeida. He's in the car number 3. The blue and black machine right behind Gindy. And we've got Bob Baker. Crashed again in the 00. He's going to get going again. I think we're going to stay green. There's Eric Thaler in the 4th spot. And Litherland's gotten back to the lead in the 86 car. So now it's Ben Litherland, your leader, and the hottest driver in the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series. He leads from Andrew Cootie in the 4 and Matt Dyer in the 99. I think our last chaser entered here today is the number 18 of Josh Anderson. There's the 18A Anderson. He's got a new paint scheme on this weekend. Looks like he's running a Ryan Blaney type of paint scheme. And here's a look for the lead from Cootie. Goes to the inside of Litherland. They're going to be side by side as they exit onto the backstretch. And it looks like Cootie is still going to be side by side with Litherland now. And he's finally going to clear here onto the front stretch. And Litherland's going to jump right back down to the inside. Cootie's going to come deep to try to block, and that's going to force him wide on the exit of turn 2. But he's going to be able to hang on to the lead for now. A lot of laps left here at Martinsville. See the 52 car of Brenton Henderson here. The Aussie had signed up that he was going to miss the race, but he's here. Glad to see him here. Here's the leaders working past the lapped car of Les Davidson, the black and yellow, number 38. And the front 3 are all going to get through all right. And on this short of a track, we're going to see a lot of lap traffic on the green flag runs. And so the question is, how long are the green flag runs going to be? Oh, we've got the leaders crashing. Hootie and Litherland have crashed, and now more cars getting collected as Litherland's trying to straighten out. The leaders have tangled. We're going to have to see a replay on that incident. Wow, the front 2, who had been battling tooth and nail, have crashed together at Martinsville. And here we're watching Josh Anderson. He's coming around, and he comes up on the incident, and we're going to find he's just got nowhere to go as everybody starts stacking up into the 86, who was just trying to get out of everyone else's way. So here we go. Now we've got to look at the 4 car. What happened here? Here's Cootie. Down into the corner. It looks like he's going to slide loose. Oh, and Litherland's too close to check up, and it's going to end up spinning them both. Matt Dyer brilliantly going to cut through the middle. Eric Thaler and Brandon Dandenau just sneaks by. So those are going to be your new top 3 as we got pit stops happening here at Martinsville. Thanks for watching Midwest Motorsports iRacing. I'm Ellie McDonough, your announcer. There will be 3 races left in our chase for the championship. We'll be back 1 week from today. Running. We see Brenton Henderson in the 52. Again, from Victoria, Australia. So here we go, green flag from Martinsville. Here you see Ben Litherland back here, stuck in traffic. Your leader, I believe, is the 99 of Dyer. Oh, as Andrew Cootie goes up over the curb. He had led a bunch of laps, and then the spin has sent him way back here in the pack. Oh, contact between Henderson and Anderson. And oh, Les Davidson and Bob Baker are going to get tied up in it. So caution back out here at Martinsville. So working the yellow flag here again at Martinsville, and that's becoming a bit of a theme. Eric Thaler in the 15s grab the lead now. Looking at John Bates in the 27, running that old school Jeremy Mayfield paint scheme. He's up to 6th. Good run for Bates here. Oh, we're going to see the cause of the caution right here. 3 wide at Martinsville. That's never a great idea. And Henderson and Anderson gonna get tied up, and they almost got away unscathed, but Anderson can't gather it back up, and Les Davidson is in the wrong place, and then Bob Baker in the wrong place too. That's the way it goes on this narrow, short track. But so Eric Thaler in the 15. He runs the league. He's the owner and operator of Midwest Motorsports. Leads your Xfinity Championship standings and has 2 victories here in this class this season. He's your current leader ahead of 2nd place in the points, as well as James Bowles in the 85. Tyler Schattler in the 20, a great top 3 run right now, ahead of Dyer, Litherland, Bates, Dandino. Chris Thaler, despite the early issues, still in the top 10. Here's a look at Brandon Dandino. He sits in 7th in the 96 car right now. There's Thaler in the 7, the red car this weekend. Cootie in the blue Ford with the white racing stripes, number 4. We're just past a quarter of our race distance, and the lights are out on the pace car. Check us out at midwest-motorsports.com. You can see our schedule, our point standings. We've got our Cup Series and our Xfinity Series that run every Saturday and Sunday. Now we also have a Touring Car Series, and we're going to be running an Endurance Series. So go visit our website, and you can find out about all of those races. Thanks for watching now. We're on Twitch, twitch.tv/RivenVale. All right, so we're going to come around. Oh, wait, the lights are back on the pace car. And now they're back off again. Good. So the front row is going to be Eric Thaler and James Bowles. Row 2 is Tyler Schattler on the inside in the NOS car, the number 20. Outside is going to be Matt Dyer in the 99. Then it's Litherland, Bates, Dandino, Chris Thaler, Cootie, and D. Almeida. Green flag is in the air. And Thaler wasn't able to get as good of a restart as Cootie was, and he was the leader on the inside on some of these restarts early. But now in turn 2, he's going to be able to get clear of James Bowles, and now Tyler Schattler is going to try to get to the inside of Bowles as well. Looks like a tough restart for Dyer. And whoa, it looks like Christopher Gindy in the 26 up and into the wall there. Here's Ben Litherland already trying to mix it up with the leaders again, as Bowles and Dyer are both getting shuffled. The outside is rarely a good place to start here at Martinsville. You really just want to get down to the inside line as fast as you can. And Bowles and Dyer have both failed to do that. So your top 2 in points have dropped through the running order, while the third place driver in points, Eric Thaler, leads the way. Ben Litherland, the crash earlier, but now he's back up to the second spot as we've got a spinner. Christopher Gindy in the 26 is going to go around off the bumper of Danny D'Almeida in the 3. And that's going to bring out the yellow flag yet again here at Martinsville. Wow, a great run on that short green stint for Ben Litherland. Up to the second position. But, of course, now that means he'll start on the outside for the restart. And he had a couple of outside restarts earlier in the race when he was alongside of Andrew Cootie. And he played a good strategy call and let Cootie go ahead so that he could slot in to the second position. Uncontested. Will we see Litherland try that again, or will he try to fight Thaler for the lead when they restart alongside of each other? Again, a lot of history here at the Martinsville Speedway. I've already mentioned the winningest drivers here, Richard Petty, Darrell Waltrip. Some other greats here. Hendrick Motorsports, an incredible track record here with both Jeff Gordon. He had 9 wins and 7 poles. An average finish of 6.7. Change your number to it. And he's the all-time laps leader here at 3,779. So the Cup Series runs 500 laps here for a race. So 3,779. I reckon that's about 7.5 complete races that Jeff Gordon led here. Amazing stats for Jeff Gordon here. Jimmy Johnson, also prolific here at Martinsville in his 38 starts. 9 victories, the same as Gordon in 9 less starts. He also won 3 poles. Half his races he finished in the top 5. Dale Earnhardt was no slouch here. 44 starts and 6 victories. And right now we're here with the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series. Eric Thaler leads the way in the number 15 Midwest Motorsports car. The Aaron's Dream Machine of Ben Litherland's on the outside. Lights are out on the pace car. Row 2 is going to be Tyler Schattler in the 20 and Andrew Cootie in the 4. Finally back up here after spinning out of the lead. Matt Dyer is going to get the inside of row 3 this time, alongside of Brandon Dandino in the 96. And James Bowles in the 85 will have the inside of row 4, with Danny D'Almeida on the outside in the 3 car. Chris Thaler in the 7 and Kevin Mayer in the 77. Round out your current top 10. And here they come down to see the green flag. And Eric Thaler Looks like he's going to jump into the lead, but wow, a great charge from Ben Litherland on the outside. Can Litherland clear Thaler and take the lead away here? It looks like he's going to get it done. So a great restart from Ben Litherland is going to make him your new leader. Here's Andrew Cootie on the outside, trying to go with Litherland around Thaler. Oh, and here's a spinner. Chris Thaler and Brandon Dandenau are going to collide. Jason Huffman, a chaser, going to get collected in the 29. Huffman fourth in the points coming in today. So that's a big, tough break for him. Dandenau, a chaser as well in the 96, though Dandenau quite far back in points. Huffman, though, comes in just 23 back from the leader. So a chance to run for the championship still. All right, so we've got some leaders coming into pit. A few staying out, a few coming into pit. Litherland's in, Thaler's in, Bowles is in, Schattler. But here's Cootie and Dyer staying out. Chris Thaler and Danny D'Almeida stay out. I think that's Josh Anderson in the 18. Anderson, a chaser, but he's mired back in 10th in the points halfway through the chase. So Andrew Cootie is going to retake the lead in the number 4 car. Matt Dyer is going to be second in the 99. So these guys are going to come out here on old tires. They're going to stay on the old tires, and we'll see what Ben Litherland and co, who just came to the pits, they're able to sort through all this carnage. Working lap 67, so we're 1/3 of the way through our Midwest Motorsports race from Martinsville Speedway. Run just over 35 miles now. There's Cootie, your leader. There's Eric Thaler. He's all the way back now in the 10th position after the pit stops. Just ahead of James Bowles. Again, those two fighting for the championship together right now. The championship leader is Matt Dyer in the 2nd spot. There you see him in the 99 car. He'll line up on the outside of the front row for this restart, next to Cootie in the 4. It's like Danny D'Almeida in the number 3 will start on the inside of row 2, next to Josh Anderson. His big brother Steven Anderson in the 28 will be on the inside of row 3, next to Brandon Dandenau in the 96, and then Christopher Gindy and Jason Huffman. All right, coming down to see the green flag. And it'll be 70 laps complete here at Martinsville. And we've already got a crash on the front stretch. And James Bowles is in it. Dandenau is in it. Steven Anderson is in it. Huffman and Litherland have some contact. So coming to the green flag, somebody failed to get going, and the whole field stacks up. And now here come the leaders, and they're trying to come by, and they're still wrecking up here. So we're looking at Steven Anderson in the number 28 car here, alongside of Brandon Dandenau, and Anderson's going to come up into Dandenau. And that's going to bottle up the whole field, and James Bowles just nowhere to go. Huffman, nowhere to go. Brenton Henderson's going to get pinned next to the 28 here. Maybe Ben Litherland avoided the damage. I thought he hit the 52 there, but on the replay, it looks like he managed to just break in time to not hit the 52. So that's going to shake up our running order and our points championship, as Bowles came in second in points, and his decision to pit while others stayed out put him back in the pack and right in the way of this incident. And he had no way to avoid it at all. So that could hurt him in the points this week. Of course, we've already seen a number of drivers have issues in the race and climb back. Most notably, Andrew Cootie in the 4, your leader, spun from the lead early and climbed back already. So working the caution here, coming in a lap 75. It's still out on the pace car. Your leader is the 5th car in line here. The white racing stripes on the dark blue. Andrew Cootie, the number 4 there on the right side of your screen. So in the first 4 races of our championship, we've seen Ben Litherland take 2 of the victories. He was winless during the regular season. Missed the first race of the chase at Atlanta, but then came back to win at Phoenix, Retro Phoenix. And then was our winner 1 week ago at Watkins Glen. Eric Thaler in the 15, between those 2 Litherland victories, was able to score the win at Daytona, the great last lap pass. Carl Lindstrom won the chase opener, but he has had horrible luck in the chase since then. 3 consecutive DNFs and a DNS last week at Watkins Glen. And he's absent today. All right, the pace car is coming in. And Cootie and Dyer lead D'Almeida and Anderson to the stripe. Great start for Cootie. He's going to jump into the lead. And now Dyer's under fire from D'Almeida for the 2nd spot. Here's Kevin Mayer going wide in the 77. Wow, look at Huffman. No front end on this car, but he's still up here in the 6th position. Whoa, James Bowles and Eric Thaler got tied up there for a second. And Bowles looks slow on the front stretch as we got a crash. It looks like it's Chris Thaler and Les Davidson are crashing. And that's going to bring out our yellow flag again. 79 laps finished now at Martinsville. Oh, another short green flag run. Dyer was able to hold off D'Almeida for the 2nd spot. Tough restart for Anderson in the 28, back to 15th now. So the yellow's out. Gotta cool down here. I'm broadcasting to you live from beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. And a little warmer here in Phoenix than it is here at Martinsville. Your race time weather was just 66 degrees Fahrenheit. A very slight wind. Ben Litherland in the 86 was your pole sitter. By just a couple of thousandths over Andrew Cootie. But it's Cootie who leads it now. There he is in the 4 car. Meanwhile, Litherland is all the way back in the 9th spot. All right, the pace car should pull in on the back stretch here this time. Cootie and Dyer gonna be at your front row again. Then it's D'Almeida and Anderson again. Now it's Gindy and Huffman, the 26 and 29 on row 3. Then Mayer in the 77, Eric Thaler in the 15. Green flag is out at Martinsville. Cootie's gonna take the lead. Wide in the 29 car. And Huffman is going to get shuffled back a couple of spots. That's going to hurt his championship hopes. Now, Tyler Schattler is going to come and try to get to the inside of him, and Huffman going to come down on him, and that's going to bring out another caution. And it must really not be much fun to be in the back of this pack right now when we keep having these spinners in front. Guys like Chris Thaler just keep getting collected. Seen the 7 car in 4 or 5 incidents now. I'm not sure there's a car in the pack that hasn't had an incident. Maybe Danny D'Almeida in the 3. That's the only one I can really think of. D'Almeida has climbed up to the 3rd spot now. He started in the 6th position. D'Almeida had a nice 4th place run in the Xfinity race yesterday. Again, a race won by Ben Litherland over Eric Thaler by just a 1.5 tenths of a second. Christopher Gindy sat on the podium in that race. Gindy here in the 26 cars. Sits in the 5th spot now. So, most of our laps been run behind this Ford Mustang pace car. I don't know if it's most of our laps, but it's been a lot of laps behind this pace car here at Martinsville. A lot of laps behind the pace car in Atlanta today, too. Of course, today was the day of the NASCAR Cup Series debut race on the new surface. The reimagination of Atlanta Motor Speedway. A 1.5 mile super speedway. And I don't know if we needed a third super speedway on the schedule, but here we are. Oh, the lights are out on the Ford Mustang pace car now. So the same lineup for your front two rows as last restart. Row 3 is Gindy and Thaler. Row 4, Kevin Mayer and Ben Litherland slowly returning to the picture. He's ahead of James Bowles. Tyler Schattler down on the inside of row 5. The green flag's in the air, and Cootie is going to slide up ahead of Matt Dyer. De Almeida in the 3 on the tail of Dyer, but can't get to the inside. Sorting out single file now. Gindy will get the 3rd spot from Thaler. Here's Litherland and Mayer fighting. It looks like Litherland on the outside is going to be able to get the spot. And now he'll set his sights on Eric Thaler in the 15. Litherland, again, your pole sitter in the 86 car. And your Xfinity winner yesterday. Crashed out of 2nd place earlier, and he's trying to get back up to the lead. Here he is. He's going to get to the inside of Eric Thaler. And Thaler a little bit wide here. Is he going to be able to hold him off? There's a good run down the front stretch for Litherland. And I think he might be able to slide up in front of the 15 this time. Yes. Thaler a little slow on the exit of 2. And Litherland's going to take the spot away. That's for 6th position on the track. So now Litherland sets his sights on the 26 car of Christopher Gindy. And Litherland's through already. And, oh, Eric Thaler's got a problem here. He has a big slide and a bobble in 2. It's going to let Mayer, Schattler, and now Bowles is alongside of him. Eric Thaler dropping through the pack in the 15 car. And, ooh, maybe some side contact here between the points fighters. 2nd and 3rd again in points are these two, Bowles and Thaler. And it is tooth and nail between them. Finally, Bowles is going to get through. So Thaler has dropped all the way back to 10th now. That should change your points. Still Andrew Cootie out front from Matt Dyer, your points leader. Here we see Kevin Mayer in the 77 car and Tyler Schattler in the 20. All right, here's an eye on our fight for the lead. Andrew Cootie in the 4. Matt Dyer, a 5-time winner this season. As we are just past halfway now at Martinsville. Thanks again for watching Midwest Motorsports iRacing. It's our Cup Series race every Sunday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. We're here racing. You can find us on Twitch. Whoa, Cootie with a slide almost left the door open for Dyer. Very nice of Dyer to use the brakes as hard as he did there. Here's Eric Thaler going back to the inside of James Bowles. Bowles is going to miss his apex, and that might let Brandon Dandenau get by him as well. So that's fighting to stay inside the top 10 now. And Dandenau's going to go to the inside of Bowles. Maybe a bit of contact between those two. Whoa, Tyler Schattler is going to go wide, and that's going to let Thaler and Bowles get through. Well, Thaler got through. Bowles still alongside the 20. And finally, he and Dandenau are both going to get by. That's for the 10th position. Now Schattler back to the 11th spot. Ooh, just saw Ben Litherland has moved up to the 3rd spot now. He's gotten by Danny D'Almeida and Josh Anderson. So your pole sitter, after the trouble, is crawling back through the field. And soon he could be challenging the front two. He's still 2 seconds back from the lead battle. This has been a fairly long green flag run. Here's your leaders. Gindi in the 4. Coming up on some lap traffic, that's John Bates in the 27. John does scheduling for our series. Thanks, John. Here we see Thaler and Bowles again. And Litherland is charging right now. Now just 1 3/4 seconds back from the leader. So we could see Ben Litherland come up and take the lead the old-fashioned way. Here's Thaler looking for a move on Kevin Mayer in the 77. Thaler's going to get through. That's for the 7th spot. Now Bowles is going to attempt to follow him through as well. And Bowles is going to get held up a bit by the 77, who bobbles. This time Bowles will get through, I think. Oh, but Mayer gets tied up with Dandenau behind. And I think this is going to bring out the caution. It does. On lap 110 of our 200 at Martinsville. So, Kevin Mayer, who has been running on the lead lap, having a pretty good, strong run. He went wide, and that let Thaler get through, and then he ran wide again to let Bowles go by, and it looks like Brandon Dandenau, oh no, Dandenau held his line, and I think the 77 lost the rear end, and he came down the track into the 96, innocent victim. So here's our leaders, Cootie, and we see Matt Dyer has come to the pits. Litherland is going to stay out with Cootie. And they're going to be your new front row. Oh, excuse me, here comes Cootie into the pits now. Changed his mind. So through all of that, now Ben Litherland is going to re-inherit the lead as we work lap number 112. Again, you're watching Midwest Motorsports iRacing at Martinsville Speedway. Visit our website, midwest-motorsports.com. If you want to learn more about our league, come join us. We're always accepting new racers. Our buddy Josh streams the races on Twitch every week. Thanks, Josh. Next Sunday, we'll be back again at Charlotte. Charlotte is not a super speedway yet. Maybe if we put 28 degrees of banking at Martinsville, it'll be more exciting. For now, Martinsville has 2 short, flat straightaways and 2 very tight radius, 12-degree banking corners. One of the flattest tracks that the NASCAR Cup Series runs on. Curious to see if the Auto Club short track is ever going to get built. That's supposed to be like a Martinsville with banking. Like now we can call it like a Martinsville-sized Atlanta. A mini super speedway. Anyways, so Ben Litherland in the 86, the hottest driver in the series, on the inside of the front row alongside of Josh Anderson in the 18. Thaler and Bowles, 2 of your points fighters on row 2. Green flags in the air, and Litherland's get out. Anderson's going to slide into second. Thaler and Bowles settle into third and fourth ahead of Tyler Schattler in the 20. Here's Matt Dyer in the 99 is going to come to the inside of Schattler. And the cream of the crop is rising to the top. The points battlers now 3 cars in a row right here. Oh, Schattler is going to go around and he's going to collect Christopher Gindy. I think this is going to be yet another caution as we work lap 116 of 200. A superb restart for Matt Dyer, though. He gets up within striking distance of his closest points competitors. And here we see, we're watching Gindy right now, but the incident's going to start up ahead of us with Tyler Schattler in the number 20. And we can see Schattler. Oh, right there, the contact between these two just in front. It looks like D'Almeida was on the inside, and Schattler tried to pinch him, and D'Almeida had nowhere to go, and Schattler ended up getting the worst of it. Gindy saw the incident ahead, tried to lock up the brakes, and it wouldn't turn once he locked it up. Piles into the 20, unfortunately. So now, a couple of those drivers who stayed out on the last caution have come in, and that's going to put Eric Thaler in the 15, your third place in points, up into the lead. James Bowles in the 85, second in the points, second on the racetrack. And Matt Dyer, your points leader in the 99, up into the third spot. They're joined by brand new rookie Andrew Cootie in the fourth spot. Oh man, the best cars, the best drivers throughout the season have landed in the top 3 now. And Andrew Cootie wants to teach him how it's done. We'll see what he's able to do from the outside of row 2. I don't know if that's where I'd want to start on one of these Martinsville restarts, but better than the outside of row 3, I suppose. And it looks like Brandon Dandenau in the 96 will be our 5th place starter on this restart. Our 6th place starter. Then the 28 of Steven Anderson and Jason Huffman on row 4. Ben Litherland and Tyler Schattler on row 5. And now we've got just 12 cars on the lead laps, so even the cars involved in the most recent incident have stayed on the lead lap and in the top 10. We do run a race clock in this series. Keep an eye on that. A Less than half an hour left is what I'm hearing, so we might see this race shortened due to the number of cautions we've experienced. For now, we're going to come back to the green flag this time. You should see the Ford Mustang pace car dip into the pits here. There he goes. And Eric Thaler, James Bowles, and Matt Dyer, your top 3 in points, are your front 3 on the racetrack. Green flag. Did Bowles tag the wall on the exit of turn 4? Dyer's already jumping to the inside of him in the 99. Matt Dyer looking for the second spot from James Bowles. And I think he might get it here. Indeed, Dyer is going to get by James Bowles. Can Bowles slot back in ahead of Danny D'Almeida in the 3? Great drive here from D'Almeida. Just joined our league a couple of races ago. Him and Cootie, both pretty rookie for our league. And they're fighting side by side for the 4th spot. They were 3 wide with Bowles for a moment there. Cootie wide in turn 4, and that's going to let Litherland get by. So your front row from the start of the race, represented right here. The 86, your pole sitter, and the 4, your outside pole sitter. Now mired back around the 5th spot. And here we got a battle for the lead shaping up. Dyer has caught Eric Thaler. Here's Kevin Mayer up and into the wall. It's the 77 car of Kevin Mayer. I see Josh Anderson in the 18 down on pit lane. And here's the battle for the lead, side by side. Dyer to the inside, Thaler to the outside. Can Dyer get through and clear the 15 of Thaler? He's gonna do it. So Matt Dyer, your points leader, back to the point. And he was, again, your winner at Martinsville earlier in the season. Here's Litherland getting by D'Almeida. And it looks like Cootie's going to get by D'Almeida as well. And up into the top 5 again. So Litherland and Cootie moving forward. Whoa, deep dive from James Bowles there. Whoa, as Litherland's going to get right to his bumper and try to get going. There was a bit of a log jam there as Bowles broke late and then had trouble getting going out of the corner. Lost a lot of ground to Thaler there. And now Litherland trying to get into the 3rd spot. Woo, Cootie hit the back bumper of Litherland there, and Cootie has to back up. Oh, as Christopher Gindy is in the wall in the 26 car. He's trying to get going. Ooh, so close with Les Davidson. We're going to bring out the caution. Lap 129 of 200. Maybe 200 at Martinsville. So Matt Dyer, your points leader, 5 victories this season, but none in the 2022 calendar year. Here he comes down into pit lane. He's going to bring his fellow points competitors with him. It looks like Ben Litherland's going to stay out, though, as is Cootie and D'Almeida. So we're going to look back at the caution. This is Christopher Gindy in the 26. And Jason Huffman in the 29 on his tail. And is there contact here? It looks like there is. A little slide from Gindy. Huffman tries to woe it down, but the 26 just doesn't get going up off the corner. And the contact sends the 26 up and into the outside safer barrier. Coming out of the pits now. Here's Dyer. All right, Ben Litherland, your pole sitter, has finally found his way back to the top of the pylon. Andrew Cootie, your outside pole sitter, is going to be alongside of him. An excellent race for Danny D'Almeida in the 3 car. I don't think he's without incident anymore, but he is still on the podium for now. Ahead of Huffman and Schattler, then Dandenau and Anderson and Gindy. And Gindy was just in the caution, but he's up to 8th after some of the leaders come into the pits. So now your front 3, who were your 3 in the championship, are all the way at the back of the lead lap. And that's going to be a precarious spot to be. All right, should see the pace car duck in this time. And we'll have our restart with Litherland and Cootie out in the front. All right, coming down to the stripe, and the green flag is in the air. Whoa, and we've already got a crash on the front stretch. Steven Anderson in the 28 was going around. Litherland's going to take the lead away here, but the yellow flag's back in the air. Oh boy, let's see what happened here with Steven Anderson. Looks like he's going to try to go on this restart. And Tyler Schattler ahead of him doesn't go very well. And Anderson, when he tries to check up, loses grip, and it's going to spin him around in traffic. Very lucky if he doesn't get collected by anybody here. He is pretty lucky. So that brings out our 27th caution here at Martinsville Speedway. Just kidding about the number there. I lost count, though. I did lose count. Looks like Brenton Henderson's going to come back around to rejoin the lead lap. No packet loss for the Aussie today. So your leader has been Litherland in the 86. Man, I wrote down so many bullet points about Litherland this week. His 2 chase wins. He's got 4 consecutive victories in his 4 consecutive starts. The all-time winningest Midwest Motorsports NASCAR winner. I believe yesterday makes it 11 victories now between the Xfinity and Cup Series. Looking back at some of the historical stats here at Martinsville. Most laps completed at Martinsville Speedway. Of course, it's Richard Petty. 27,891 laps completed here. 27,000. Again, 500 laps in a race. In a Cup Series race here. So to lead 27, or to complete 27,000 laps, he had to finish 54 races or something like that. He did it in 67 starts, so there you have it. All right, the lights are off on the pace car, and we'll have another restart with Litherland and Cootie on the front row. D'Almeida and Huffman on row 2. And then Schattler and Dandenau. And Bowles. And I think Gindy. And then it's Thaler and Dyer. So all your points leaders stuck in traffic, but the green flag is in the air. Litherland's going to grab the early lead from Cootie. D'Almeida and Huffman settle into third and fourth. Here's Poles up to the 5th spot. Excuse me, I think that's the 6th spot. Behind Schattler. Brandon Dandino is going to jump out of line, maybe having an issue. Eric Thaler is going to get by him in the 15 car. And Matt Dyer is getting left behind in the 99. Hung up here on the outside of Dandino. Those two black and red cars running together. There's Thaler in the 15. Whoa, it's Tyler Schattler. A big slide. Schattler only lost the one position from Thaler. Big save. Schattler got totally sideways off the exit of, I think it was turn 4. And here's, Matt Dyer trying to get to the inside of Christopher Gindy, and they're going to make some contact. Gindy's going to go around again and collect Joshua Anderson. So we're back under yellow again. Working lap 145 of 200 here in our Midwest Motorsports Cup Series. So Ben Litherland, your pole sitter, is back out front. And I think we're coming up on the race clock in, about 15 minutes? So we've got 54 laps remaining. Can't do that in 15 minutes. We're going to have a shortened race here at Martinsville. All right, here comes Cootie into the pits. Huffman, D'Almeida, Dyer's in. Litherland and Bowles have stayed out, though, as has Thaler and Schattler. So at this point, you watch the race clock and you say, well, do I want to have the fresh tires right now? I'm going to have to keep an eye on D'Almeida and Cootie, the front runners of the cars that have elected to stop for tires here. And Matt Dyer was stuck back in the traffic. Nothing to lose for Dyer to come down into the pits this time and get fresh rubber and fuel. I think John Bates got one of his laps back under this yellow. He's now just one lap down. So your front three here responsible for 5 checkered flags on the season in the Cup Series alone. Litherland was a winner at Phoenix and Watkins Glen just last week. James Bowles won the regular season closer at Talladega, and then followed that up with 2 consecutive second-place finishes. That's how he's landed second in the points. Eric Thaler won at the Charlotte Roval earlier in the season, and then won the chase race at Daytona 2 weeks ago. Tyler Schattler in the 20 sits 4th. He's winless here in the Cup Series, as is Brandon Dandino in the 96, as is Steven Anderson in the 28. In fact, you have to go all the way back to Matt Dyer in the 11th spot to find another race winner in the pack. All right, we're going to see the green flag this time. The 86 and the 85 on the front row. That's Litherland, Bowles on the front row. Then Thaler and Schattler on row 2. Dandino and Steven Anderson on row 3. Josh Anderson and Andrew Cootie on row 4. D'Almeida and Huffman on row 5. D'Almeida, the first car with fresh tires. Keep an eye on the 3 car. Green flag is out. Litherland's going to dive into the first corner with Bowles. And one car is going to go wide. I think that was Steven Anderson in the 28. Everybody's going to get through there okay. Oh no, Cootie and Dandino are going to make contact. And Dandino is up and into the wall. He's going to come down and collect Jason Huffman. Huffman nowhere to go. Dandino made an unsafe re-entry and collected the 29 car on his way back down onto the circuit. That's a heartbreaker for Huffman. Again, he came in today 4th in the points, just 23 back from the lead. And Huffman's quietly been one of the more consistent drivers in the chase. It's a heartbreak for him to be involved in the incident late. And it looks like Eric Thaler was able to get the better of James Bowles on that short stint. So now it'll be Thaler in the second spot with Litherland. There's Dandino and Huffman coming into the pits after the incident. Oh, so Cootie in the 4 and Dandino in the 96. Contact between the two is going to send the 96 into the wall. The 96 collects the 29. Wonder if we can get a replay on that. The 4 came down into the corner with a huge head of steam. Here we go. I think we've got it. Up ahead, you see the 4 and the 96 tangle. And now watch, Dandino is going to come back down the racetrack and, collect the unsuspecting Huffman. Flying cones. So it's Litherland and Thaler going to start on the front row. Bowles and Cootie on row 2. D'Almeida with the fresher tires up to the inside of row 3. That's not a bad starting position on this restart. And it's a shootout now. It says 44 laps to go for us, but the clock on our race is going to run out in a few minutes. I reckon it'll be right around 9 o'clock Eastern time, about 5 minutes from now. Is that correct? Under 10 minutes is what I'm being told right now. So maybe 5 after 9. All right, so we're going to have the restart now, and it's crunch time. 10 minutes of racing left. For Litherland, Thaler, Bowles, Cootie, D'Almeida, and Dyer. Green flags in the air. Pretty strange start. The front 3 are going to get away from Andrew Cootie, and D'Almeida is going to get to the inside of Cootie. Dyer is going to go around. And Huffman's going to get collected innocently again. And they're crashing still in front of them. Mayer and Schattler and Dandino. Look at Dyer thread the needle back through there. I think the yellow was already out, so we'll see what the running order is for these drivers. But tough break for our points leader, Matt Dyer. Dyer spins as Danny D'Almeida has fresher tires, and he was trying to get by Andrew Cootie. And they went 3 wide for a moment, and Dyer, nowhere to go, takes a spin. Man, for all the trouble he's having, Jason Huffman in the 29 still is on the lead lap in the 11th position. So about 8 minutes left here for the Midwest Motorsports iRacing at Martinsville. Ben Litherland, your pole sitter, leads. James Bowles second in the points. I think he's in position to take the points lead from here, unless Matt Dyer can climb back after this late spin has cost him a number of positions. He won't be able to get much ground on Eric Thaler, who's third on the track now, right behind him. Bowles came in just 1 point ahead of Thaler. Definitely going to have an eye on Danny D'Almeida in the 3 car. Again, came in most recently of any of these drivers, and on the last 2 restarts, he's gained spots, and now he'll start on the outside of row 2. Then it'll be Cootie, your outside pole sitter, along with, I think it's Gindy in the 26, who's been in a number in today and still sits 6th. The Andersons will make up row 4. And Matt Dyer will be on the inside of row 5 alongside John Bates. And Jason Huffman in the 29 rounds out the lead lap. All right, getting into formation here. Could this be our final restart? I'm doubting that for some reason. Unless we reach our time crunch, which is in about 5 minutes. So maybe this is our final restart. Litherland and Bowles going to lead them down. Who's it going to be in the Midwest Motorsports Martinsville chase race? Green flag is in the air, and Litherland is going to grab the early lead and put a car like that. D'Almeida's going to go around. Danny D'Almeida had been climbing through the pack. Started on the outside of row 2 here. He's going to take a spin. Down into the corner. Cootie's on the inside of him. And Cootie ends up hitting the curb. There was never really enough room for the 2 of them. So the yellow's out again here. And I'm not sure if we'll be able to go green again. We'll see. Clock strikes 9. So Ben Litherland is your leader. And if he's able to hang on to this lead, it will be his 2nd consecutive Cup Series victory. And his 3rd in the last 4 races after going winless in the regular season. So 16 races without a win, and now 3 of the last 4, if he can hang on for this win. He won at the Xfinity race yesterday. Won the touring car race at Donington this week. He is tearing up Midwest Motorsports. He's your defending champion. Our first season here in Midwest Motorsports, we ran the Legacy trucks. And Litherland won 7 of those races in what's now become our Cup Series. So the late spin from Matt Dyer will probably shake up the points, as we have cleared halfway through the chase. Now this is race number 5 of 8, so 3 races left after today for Dyer to try to make up from. I mean, he's in 6th, but his 2 competitors sit 2nd and 3rd. Lights still on the pace car. Maybe we can get one more restart, but we'll see. All right. Maybe this will be our final restart after all. So Ben Litherland looking to continue his domination. James Bowles looking for his 2nd checkered flag to prove he belongs here after his big Talladega win. That would be a great way to take the points lead. Eric Thaler in the 15 wants that points lead too. Coming down to the stripe, green flag is out. Pretty bad start for Bowles as Thaler is going to get to the inside of him. Bowles is going to slide off the bumper of Thaler. So Bowles going to get sent up the track, and he's dropped all the way back to the 5th spot. Dyer's gotten past him in the 99. So that means Dyer probably set to retain the championship points lead after all, as Ben Litherland in the 86 continues to lead. And the bumper, the 4 to the bumper of the 15. So now it's Cootie up into the 2nd spot. Can we jump up and look at the front? We got Litherland out in the lead, and now Andrew Cootie. These were your front 2, your pole sitter and outside pole sitter. Back up to 1-2 here late in the race. Litherland quite a bit clear of Cootie. And now Thaler up into the wall as the checkers fly. Ben Litherland is going to take the checkered flag as time expires on our race clock. Andrew Cootie will finish 2nd. Matt Dyer got back up to 3rd in the final stint. So Dyer is going to maintain your points lead. That is Ben Litherland in the Dream Machine, the number 86 car from Barnstaple in England. Litherland over on the other side of the pond doing some burnouts. And again, it's Litherland's 2nd consecutive victory. His 3rd in the last 4 races in the Cup Series. It's his 2nd consecutive sweep of the Xfinity and Cup races. He swept Watkins Glen last week and now sweeps Martinsville. So super impressive for Litherland. And despite missing the first race of the season, maybe he can still mount a charge and come back and finish well in the championship. Hard to do when the points leader, Matt Dyer, was able to climb up to the 2nd spot. It looks like Andrew Cootie has been scored down a lap. So Dyer up to the 2nd spot in the final standings after he started 6th in the final restart. So he's just ahead of James Bowles in the 85, who's 2nd in points yet. Christopher Gindy and Danny D. Almeida both back up their top 5s in the Xfinity race yesterday with top 5s here in the Cup Series. John Bates in the 27, a strong 6th place run. Steven Anderson in the 7th spot in the 28 car. Jason Huffman had so many issues today, still puts the 29 in the 8th spot. Brandon Dandenau in the 96 comes home 9th. Andrew Cootie in the 4, back to 10th. Josh Anderson in the 18, 11th. Eric Thaler in the 15, late heartbreak for the 15. He's going to drop all the way back to 12th. Kevin Mayer in the 77 and 13th. Tyler Schattler in the 20 and 14th. Bob Baker in the 15 spot in the 00. Brenton Henderson in the 52. Up and down all day. Ends up with trouble and finishes 16th. And Les Davidson in 17th. And Chris Thaler in the 18th spot. Ben Litherland, 5 consecutive victories for the Midwest Motorsports various racing leagues. So impressive in the 86 car. What he's been able to do against stiff competition in the last couple weeks. So, thanks again for watching Midwest Motorsports Cup Series from the Martinsville Speedway. We've got 3 more races to decide our championship. And our next one will be 1 week from today at the Charlotte Quad Oval. And that'll be on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Rivenvale. For all the details, to find out more, go to Midwest-Motorsports.com, and you can find out all about our league and how to get involved and how to race with us. So thanks to everybody who makes this possible. Eric Thaler is our owner. He does content and recruitment. Ben Litherland, your winner today. He's the one who calculates our points. Missed Anthony Castor today. He does our rules. John Bates, a good run in 6th. He does our scheduling. Thanks again to Josh Watt, who's up here running race control and the studio with me. And I'm Ellie Magdolna, your announcer. Great to be here with you for another week of Midwest Motorsports Cup action. And I will see you next week at Virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. All right, take care, everyone. Drive safe. Thank you. Bye-bye.